Right. Today in session, I'm going to discuss about a code explanation, especially on the Gosu programming, in reference to customization of the payment plans, especially using Billing Center. Because as in when we know, when we are using Guidewire Billing Center, we have a couple of features we like products we have in Guidewire. One is for Policy Center, we know, majorly used to policy management for creation of policies, edits, cancellations, etc. Payment policy center we use. Even claim center will be using to manage and processing claims, claim adjudication, claim submission adjudication, claim settlements, all that. And even now, as in when I'm explaining you, as far as the Guidewire Billing Center is concerned, Guidewire Billing, normally we use it for billing different services, which normally we use. A person, whoever has paid any kind of premium, or if there is any kind of broker or agent commissioning structure, if you want to calculate everything, for that Guidewire Billing Center, we use it. In this process, as far as the Guidewire Billing is concerned, the first scenario, as in when last, of course, I have discussed a couple of scenarios in the last sessions. Now, in this present session, I'm going to discuss about a scenario where about the custom payment plans. For example, a scenario like any company wants to implement any kind of custom payment plans, so based on the specific customer criteria, such as any kind of premium amount, or is there any kind of risk level that is involved, because underwriting team will be there, when a person has submitted any request as far as the insurance plan is concerned. We have to, underwriting team has to assess the kind of risk that is involved in it. So that's where generally risk levels comes into picture. Risk levels comes into picture over here. That's where generally risk levels are comes into existence. For that, it's always important for you to provide what kind of solution you are going to provide, and how that script we have to write for which payment plan is applicable for each customer, by checking their kind of risk as well as the premium that is involved when we are going to create any kind of necessary installment plans based on the parameters and all that. So for this, we use a Gosu programming. We know that. So when we are creating this is something, the code being into the development side, Guidewire development side. This is something we have to be updated first. First, we need to update the variable declaration, because already earlier, and repeating the same. When we are working, especially on the Gosu and Java has a similarity, syntax level differences you can see. So variable declaration, coming back to the point, as far as the code explanation is concerned, variable we have to declare for the premium amount, as well as the kind of the policy that we are going to take, right? So whatever the policy get premium amount, we have to be declared first. So there are three variable declarations we have to mention, especially when we are writing on that. First of all, variable declaration for variable premium amount, we have to mention to get the policy, get the premium amount. Next, variables we have to declare, even for risk levels, especially for policy, to get the risk levels involved. Next, we need to create a variable for a payment plan, which is standard, because assume that a scenario we have taken for payment plan standard. So we have to consider, and we need to take variable payment plan standards also. So these are the three variable declarations we have to update first. So once the variable declarations we have done, the next we need to give a statement. This is the statement we have to be updated. For example, if else conditions are the statements we have to update for this, for the scenario. I have taken if the premium amount, for example, the premium amount, this is where generally you need to write down the logic declarations, logic we have to be updated. In this logic, if the premium is greater than 1,000, right? So then what kind of risk level do we have? Because based upon the risk assessment, whatever the payment against to the submission of the submission of the policy, if someone is expected, so we will be taken. So when there is any premium calculation greater than the 1,000, for example, the risk level will be considered as high. And generally, payment plans I have taken quarterly, because quarterly, half yearly, annually. So these are the three different rates. This different three options we may be giving to the customer. Quarterly payments or half yearly or annually payments will be taken. So this is an if condition that is to be applied. So else condition, else if the payment is lesser than 1,000, which is reverse. Greater than the 1,000, then the premium is premium plan for the quarterly amount we have taken. For example, if the premium amount is lesser than the 1,000, then the automatically risk level will be low. So that payment plan will be taken annually. So I'll tell you the reason behind that. As far as the risk is more, normally our general condition is that we normally take quarterly payments because risk is more, right? So quarterly payments will be taken. If risk is less, so we will be accepting the annual payment plan. So if else conditions, we have to declare for the two conditions. If the payment amount will be more of 1,000, as an example I've taken here, it will not be 1,000 all the times, right? So 1,000 automatically risk level will be in the higher, so that we can take a premium plan in the quarterly. Every quarter we will take the payment. So if the risk condition is lesser than 1,000, so automatically risk level will be low automatically, so that payment plan will be taken as annual. So this is an if else condition in especially for this scenario, we need to be mentioned. And finally, we need to close a billing account. We have to close it, a billing account to be provided by creating and as well as set the payment plan for payments that we are about to mention. So this is something which normally for a particular scenario for customizing any kind of plans, either it can be for quarterly or it can be annually and all. So if you want to customize any kind of payment plans, this is how generally, which being into the Guidewire development side, especially on the Guidewire Billing Center, as a developer, we need to write down. Okay. So we'll be going to discuss about one more scenario in coming days.